Who pays the realtor commission? Now, when you hire a realtor, who pays the real estate agent? Is it the buyer or the seller? Well, today I'm gonna go through the differences if you're gonna be searching for a home to buy or selling a home. And I'm gonna have a big tip for you at the very end that you don't want to miss. So let's get started. The seller typically pays for the real estate commissions. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, and the fees are gonna be different from province to province. So BC is gonna be different than Alberta. Alberta is gonna be different than Ontario. If you are looking for a realtor outside of Alberta, let me know because I have connections to realtors throughout the different provinces. Typical commissions in Alberta is 7% on the first $100,000 and 3% on the remaining balance. Now this is split 50-50 between the buyer agent and the listing agent. So it's 3.5% on the first 100,000 and 1.5% on the remaining balance per realtor. It's important for buyers to know this and to understand how this is structured because it could affect you. Now, if you want to rewatch this video in the future, hit the like and the save button so you can always refer back to this video. For buyers, now typically the buyer's realtor commissions is going to be 3.5% on the first 100,000 and 1.5% on the balance. Now, sometimes the seller may not pay in full. So the buying realtors may be okay with that, or they might ask you to make up for the difference. Now, oftentimes, realtors may not bring up the commissions in your first or second meeting, or sometimes even at all. If that happens to you, then I have a big tip for you at the end, so you don't want to miss it. For sellers, now when you're hiring a realtor, you're actually hiring their real estate brokerage, and that brokerage is appointing the realtor to represent you. What a lot of people may not know is the realtor is responsible for the expenses of selling the home. So things like photos, professional measurements, some videos, that usually is the expense of the seller. Unless, of course, they decide to do a production video for your home. How the real estate commission is structured is the selling brokerage charges the full commissions for both the buyer and the seller, and of that, they pay the buying brokerage the fair share of typically the 3.5, 1.5. So let's calculate some commissions so you have an example. Remember, typical commissions is 7% on the first $100,000 and 3% on the remaining balance, and that is split 50-50 between the buying agent and the selling agent. So let's use an example. Let's just say your home is worth $500,000. Then 7% of the first $100,000 is $7,000. 3% on the remaining balance of $400,000 is $12,000. So your total commissions is $19,000. So per realtor, it's $9,500. GST is payable, but in Alberta, there is no PST. So here is my tip, and it's really for buyers. Finances and money is usually a contentious issue, but it's important to get the elephant out of the room and talk about it your very first meeting if your realtor does not bring it up. I believe an experienced realtor will bring it up the first time because that shows honesty, transparency, and them being a professional. And that's who you want to work with. So talk to your realtor and ensure what they're charging for their commissions. Most sellers will pay the buying agent the 3.5 and 1.5, but sometimes they may not. So it's important to instruct your realtor on how to proceed if he comes across a property that doesn't pay that. You have a few options. Number one, you can ask him to show you only properties that pay the 3.5, 1.5. Two, you can get him or her to inform you if it's not, and then you can make the decision if you have the budget to make up the difference between what the seller is offering and what your realtor is charging. Or lastly, get your realtor to show you all the properties and you promise that you'll make up the difference no matter what. Honestly, in my opinion, if a realtor thinks that a home is the perfect fit for you, they shouldn't hold that back no matter what they get paid, Because if they are the ones bringing a property for you that is going to be the best fit, then you two should be able to work that out. So it's always important to have that conversation beforehand so that later on in the transaction, your realtor's not coming back to you and saying, oh, by the way, they didn't pay full commissions. I need $3,000 from you. So was that helpful, guys? If it was, throw a big yes in the comments below, as well as any of the other questions that you might have surrounding the commissions, and I'd be happy to answer them for you. Hit the subscribe button if you found this video helpful, and the notification bell because we come up with videos every single week. My name is Felix Jasben with the LiveInnerCity Real Estate team, helping you keep real estate simple, and we'll see you in the next video.